Different cultures in Singapore. Here are our tour guides for today. Quena Carbonilla, Jeramie Bejuco, Gwyneth Gerongco, Joshua Morial, and Jessalyn Zamora.
Hi, I am Quena Carbonilla, and I will be your tour guide in the Vesak Day Festival in Singapore for today. Vesak Day is Singapore's one of the most important holidays. It commemorates the life of Siddhartha Gautama, celebrating his greatest teachings and spiritual leadership. Vesak Day memorializes three major events in the life of Gautama. First is his birth, then his enlightenment, and finally his passing. Each event includes stunning rituals. Vesak means the day of the full moon in the month of May. It is the most sacred day to millions of Buddhists around the world. It was on the day of the Vesak 2.5 millennia ago, in the year 623 BC, that the Buddha was born. Festivities of Vesak Day in Singapore begin at the crack of dawn. Faithful Buddhists gather by thousands for a special ceremony at local temples. The main rituals includes decorating temples with flowers, raising the Buddhist's flag, bathing Buddha, and chanting praises. Bathing of Buddha ritual is done when people gather near special round basins decorated with flower garlands and filled with fragrant water. The bathing of Buddha started as a way to remember the legend about Siddhartha and the 9 dragons who showered him when he was born. Vesak Day is all about giving. Besides the beautiful rituals, it's people's good deeds that really count. Like Buddha said, the true way to pay him tribute is to follow his teachings. Thus, the festival's real purpose is to practice love, kindness, generosity, and harmony with yourself and others. Spread love.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Morial and I'm your tour guide for today. The country that we have assigned is Singapore, and one of the culture that I have chosen is Deepavali or Diwali, also known as Festival of Lights. Diwali marks Lord Rama's return to Ayodhya after slaying Ravana. Deepavali or Diwali is celebrated in India and worldwide. From sweets to centuries-old rituals, here's everything to know about this popular holiday. And now let's dive in on what this culture all about. What is Deepavali or Diwali? Around 9% of the population of Singapore can trace their roots to India, making Indians the third largest ethnic group in the Singapore. Most people came from Tamil Nadu, which is why the holiday has its own Southern Indian name of Deepavali. And now, let's talk about the time frame of the culture Deepavali. Deepavali marks the return of Lord Rama, who was the seventh incarnation of Vishnu, from a 14-year exile. It is celebrated every year in either October or November, based on the lunar cycle. This year, Diwali 2022 begins on Monday, October 24, 2022 and finishes Wednesday, October 26, 2022. Now, let's talk about the ways of practicing their culture. So in Deepavali, Hindus light up and place diyas or oil lamps made of clay in the doorway of their homes on the first day of Deepavali. The second ways of practicing their culture is ethnic wear. Hindu men are dressed in a traditional kurtas and sometimes dhoti, while the women wear saris. Saris are a traditional Indian costume worn by many Indian women during Deepavali. On top of that, women also adorn henna on their hands and feet as a way to signify beauty, femininity, as well as good luck. The third way of practicing their culture is get together. Deepavali is also a time for friends and family to get together, and the host will prepare festive meals as a mark of the celebration. One of the typical foods served during this festive event includes mithai, a sweet delicacy given to friends and family as a symbol of good luck and prosperity. And the fourth way of practicing their culture is Deepavali celebration in Singapore. These days, the beaming display of festive lights has moved to Little India and Saragon Road, with some festivities extending out to Chinatown as well, where the Singapore's oldest Hindu temple, Sri Mariamman Temple, is located. My tour with you all, I want you to know what is the purpose of their culture. Diwali is a celebration that unites people from every nook and corner of the country and irrespective of religion and caste. It is a time when people embrace one another with joy and laughter. The festival is celebrated with an air of friendliness and holds an aura of purity. And that's all for my tour. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Gerongco, 22 years old. Welcome to Singapore. I am your tour guide for today. I am honored to you to show you the International Festival of Arts in Singapore. I want to enjoy all of you and learn for today's tour. The Singapore International Festival of Arts is a popular festival of arts held at the Arts House that transforms into the festival house for the duration of the event. It is situated at 1 Old Parliament Lane, Singapore, and is a popular form of entertainment for arts lovers from all walks of life and communities in Singapore. It thus becomes an arena for artists from all over the world to display their art forms and participate in discussions, workshops, while interacting with the audience over a glass of wine and sumptuous food. With fun and frolic as its backdrop, the Singapore International Festival of Arts is a grand event which people look forward to every year. So, formerly known as the Singapore Arts Festival, this lavish event is organized and managed by the Arts House Limited and founded by the National Arts Council. It is greatly responsible for inspiring the Madrid audience to ignite their performances along with an open mind. The events include music and dance, performances along with the theater arts and visual arts with the local communities, as well as several arts of international repute. Different programs are held at different venues, stretching across the heart of the city. So, how did it all begin? Inaugurated in 1977, the SIFA commenced as an event to celebrate and popularize local talent from Singapore's diverse community. After 2012, it was suspended for a short while before returning in 2014 under the guidance of Ong King Sen, the festival director. It was he who renamed the lively event from Singapore Arts of Festival to the Singapore International Festival of Arts. From 2018, management of the gorgeous festival has been taken over by Gaurav Kripalani, the new festival director. Over the last few decades, the SEFA has played a significant role in enhancing and improving the cultural life and the artistic practices in the Lion City. The location of Singapore International Festival of Arts. The resplendent Singapore International Festival of Arts is held at multiple locations every year, from Esplanade Park to the Bedok Receiver. The site keeps getting updated each year. A few of the venues are located at obscure places which are usually not accessible to people. So hence, this spectacular festival is not only an entire world which showcases amazing talent, but it is also an opportunity for you to explore the council gyms of Singapore. So before you go, keep this in mind. You can either purchase tickets online from www.sifa.sg or book them in person from any authorized SISTIC ticketing agent. And purchasing tickets at the door is solely subject to availability. Hence, the pre-booking of the tickets is strongly recommended. For most of the programs, the front rows are reserved for students, and the tickets come at a lower price to ascertain that they can afford to see these performances. Photography and videography are not permitted unless stated otherwise. Arriving late for a show is firmly discouraged. Ideally, the audience should be seated at least 15 minutes before the show commences. The latecomers are only admitted during a sustainable break, the timing of which varies from one show to the other. In some performances, the latecomers may not only be allowed inside after the first interval begins. This policy is maintained mainly to assist the talented performers as well as the other members of the audience.
Good day everyone, I am teacher Jeramie Bejuco, but you can call me teacher Je. Today I will be discussing one of the cultures in Singapore entitled the Hungry Ghost Festival. So let's begin. The Chinese calendar, the 7th month is known as the Ghost Month, and the 15th day is called the Ghost Day. In 2016, the month will be from August 3 to August 31, and Ghost Day falls on August 17. Many consider this to be unlucky. People avoid starting new projects, relocating, or having major events like wedding ceremony. Instead, in the 7th month of the year, Singapore celebrates something that is known as the Hungry Ghost Festival. Did you know that during Ghost Month, it is believed that the souls of the dead have come from the afterlife and roaming around the earth to visit their family members and descendants. The ghost is also searched in food and entertainment, which lead to the festival's name, the Hungry Ghost Festival. There are several other festivals that feature honoring the dead. However, the Ghost Festival celebrated across many Asian countries including China, India, and Hong Kong. is different in that sacrifices are offered not only to ancestors and relatives but to all ghosts. Due to this reason, the Ghost Month also doubles as an important education tool, teaching children about the importance of looking after one's family members and those who are less fortunate. And this is one also of the purpose why this culture happened. So now I will be discussing the offerings during Ghost Month. So the common offerings during Ghost Month is money, but can include anything such as clothes, cars, alcohol, luxury, vacation villas, jewelry, watches, and more. Another offering is provided is food. In some cases, a family will have an extra plate set at the table for their deceased relatives, and you will see food offerings along pathways. Most of the offerings are small, consisting of a few fruits, but on occasions can be as elaborate as a suckling pig. Next is the festival celebrations. The night before the festival, floating lanterns are released to welcome the ghost and help them find their way. On the day of, organizations such as clans associates, temples, businesses will organize large prayer events that include a dinner and auctions to raise money for the local charities. Following the dinner, there is entertainment meant for both humans and spirits. This entertainment can range from Chinese operas to Chinese pop music. In megacities like Singapore, the entertainment can take a form of full-scale concerts with choreographed dance moves, light shows, and English singing. Also, I will be discussing the 5 things to do at Singapore's Hungry Ghost Festival. First is visit Chinatown. Chinatown will be where the main action is not just for the Hungry Ghost Festival. Through the entire Hungry Ghost Month, many restaurants will offer special promotions and meal sets to mark the festival. In Chinatown, you will find all the different types of street foods. Chinatown is one of the nicest places where you can find in Singapore. During Ghost Month, it is nice to visit first in Chinatown. Second is take a walking tour. If you visit Chinatown, you just walk and enjoy the surroundings of the Chinatown. You can do whatever you wanted to do. You can take picture, you can eat all the different kinds of food, and etc. Just enjoy and have fun. The third one is watch the guitar performance. A guitar performance is the concert held on the evening of the 15th day of the 7th lunar month, the night of the Hungry Ghost Festival. A guitar performance can vary from traditional Chinese operas to modern, choreographed Chinese pop groups. These concerts are meant as entertainment for ghosts and humans alike. However, the first few rows of chairs are reserved for the ghosts, so don't go and sit there thinking they are empty. Guitar performances will be held all over the red dot. Just look for the stages being set up in the week before the festival. Let's proceed to visit the Gerongco He Sheng Hong Temple. So after the Chinatown, you must head out to this Taoist temple near Singapore's East Coast. During the Hungry Ghost Festival, there is a lively auction for unlucky items as well as captivating performances. The temple also serves vegetarian behon and other vegetarian fare to devotees on a donations basis. The last 5 things to do in Singapore's Hungry Ghost Festival is make a floating lotus flower paper lantern. So this would also be fun activity to do with children, and at the same time teach them about the importance of caring for older family members and the history of the Hungry Ghost Festival. These lanterns are usually lotus-shaped as the flower symbolizes purity and rebirth.
Hello everyone, I am Jessalyn Zamora, your tour guide for today, and let's talk about the Mid-Autumn Festival. Why is it called Mid-Autumn Festival? The Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Mooncake Festival, falls on the 15th day of 8th lunar month. It is called the Mid-Autumn Festival because the 15th day is the middle of a month, and the 8th lunar month is in the middle of autumn. Let's talk about its time frame. The full moon during the autumn has been worshipped by the Chinese since the Shang Dynasty, roughly falling between 1600 BCE from 1046 BCE. However, the worship began to be transformed into a full-fledged festival only during the early years of the Tang Dynasty, 618 CE to 907 CE. Let's talk about the origin of the culture. Legend of Chang'e. There are two different tales connected to the moon goddess of immortality, Chang'e, according to Li Huiye, Young's Handbook of Chinese Mythology. There was an excellent archer in the ancient past named Hu Yi. He saved the earth and its people from the 10 suns that rose and circled the sky together by shooting down 9 of them, thus preventing the earth from scorching. This act of bravery led an immortal to admire him and present him with an elixir of immortality. Yi was married to Chang'e and did not wish to be immortal without her, so he handed it to her possession. However, soon after, one of Yi's apprentices, Pingming, learned of this secret and wished to use elixir for himself. On the 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar calendar, he broke into Yi's house in his absence and pestered Chang'e to hand over the elixir to him. To prevent this, Chang'e drank the elixir herself and ascended to the moon. After Yi arrived, he learned what happened and began a ritual of offering his wife's favorite fruits, cakes in his yard. Soon, other people found out about the incident, and out of sympathy, they also participated in these rites. In an alternate version of the legend, after Hu Yi defeated the 9 sons, he was declared king by the people. However, soon after this rule began, he became a tyrannical ruler. To live as an immortal, he asked for an elixir of immortality from Shi Wang Mu to save the people from the immortal rule of the conceited Yi. Chang'e stole the elixir and drank it herself, following which she flew up the moon and became the moon goddess. Overcome by spite, Hu Yi died soon after. As an offering to Chang'e for her sacrifice, the people started praising her and displayed cakes and fruits in their gardens and yards. Since then, the Mid-Autumn Festival began to be celebrated. Let's go to the overview of this culture. Bright lanterns, colorful garlands, delicious food, and exuberant gatherings. The Mooncake Festival adorns Singapore with the most vibrant colors and fills the air with an appetizing scent. The Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival is a traditional East Asian celebration honoring the moon goddess Chang'e, held on the 15th day of the 8th month of the Chinese lunar calendar. This event is a harvest and Thanksgiving carnival that celebrates the values of family, prayer, and love. Twinkling lanterns, bright garlands, rich mooncakes, mouth-watering Chinese snacks, and festivities are part of the celebrations, making this festival a must experience for tourists. Typically falling between the months of September and October, the Mid-Autumn Festival commemorates the love of the moon goddess and her beauty, and thanks her for her bountiful harvests. With the Chinese community comprising 3/4 of Singapore's population, the Lion City is a great destination to witness the festivities. The Mooncake Festival is a beautiful way to combine 3,000-year-old traditions with modern revelries. Join in the fun party games and worship the celestial goddess while learning about the intricacies of Chinese culture. The delicious mooncakes are an added bonus. So what does Mooncake Festival have? There are lanterns, mooncake, food, matchmaking, and games and other activities. So what does lantern symbolizes? Lanterns are now synonymous with the Mid-Autumn Festival. Gorgeous paper, cloth, and plastic lanterns are hung outside homes and stores all over Chinatown and the Singapore River. They come in a range of colors and sizes, right from traditional coin-shaped medallions to mythical dragons, butterflies, ducks, and even popular characters from TV shows like Pikachu, Hello Kitty, and SpongeBob SquarePants. They are painted with bright colors and messages of prosperity and are hung from high poles. Lantern painting competitions are held in the streets too. In some competitions, visitors are tasked with finding the answers to riddles written on the lanterns. Wish-making lanterns are set afloat by dewy-eyed couples in hopes of sealing their romance forever. Flying sky lanterns are sent off into the night sky towards the moon, giving the sky an ethereal, starry glow. The reflection of the lanterns on the waters of the Singapore River and the twinkling lights floating to the heavens above look breathtaking. This visual feast is a must-watch. What does mooncake symbolizes? Celebrations at the Mooncake Festival are incomplete without mooncakes. Delicious wet flour pastries filled with nuts, lotus seeds, red bean paste, fruits, and eggs, round in shape to symbolize reunion and togetherness. Mooncakes are a staple during the Mid-Autumn Festival in Singapore and are made in homes and bakeries alike. Meant to be shared with the entire family and distributed to friends as a symbol of gratitude. These mouth-watering pastries are available in a variety of flavors as well. Singapore is popular for durian-flavored mooncakes, so give it a try. Let's talk about the food during Mooncake Festival. Family meals are an important part of the Mooncake Festival. Fresh fruits like pumpkins, grapes, pomelos, peaches, pears, and pomegranates are offered to the gods and shared with visitors. Visit the street food stalls to try the scrumptious seasonal fruit salads. Sip on traditional Cajun wine or tea, and munch on soybean-infused snacks, walking through the decked-up streets of Chinatown during the festival. Matchmaking during the Mooncake Festival. As the entire family comes together, the Mid-Autumn Festival celebrates romance and marriage too. Women pray to the moon goddess to bless them with a long-lived marriage, while men proposition their loved ones with moon poems and songs. Also held in Chinatown. Let romance pervade the air and indulge in the festivities at this festival. The last part in Mooncake Festival. Traditional children's games are played during the festival, including variations of tag and toad jumping, almost 100 years old. These games are enjoyed by adults and kids alike. Street games, singing competitions, and karaoke are popular in Chinatown during this time. At night, the entire community gets together to gaze at the beauty of the full moon and sing songs.